Let's ride!
And here we are. We're back.
Hey,
Okay.
how are you?
I'm good. Just going through these technical issues as usual, but we're getting there.
There are no technical issues. None. That's not a thing.
No, it never happens.
Doesn't exist.
We're a
Nope, never.
we're a well-drilled team here at Ride and Die.
That's right. Not ride and die. Ride or die. I don't. Ride and die is a very different thing.
Yeah, it's a bit more negative outcome, I think.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I feel like I'm threatened already as the solo player for today. Ride and die. They're like, do you want to get on this horse? No. Nope. I will pass.
Yes, so as Tracy said, it's a solo game this time. Well, not technically solo, it's a one-on-one, so we have one Dungeon Master and one player. And we are going to be revisiting an old Beckme, or basic expert companion mastery mortal rule sets from the 1980s, which is the old Blizzard, if I can show this, Blizzard Path module. There it is, published in 1983.
Ooh.
Okay, so this was a basic level, so for level 1 to 3, solo adventure for a thief character, and it used it was kind of like a choose your own adventure or a fighting fantasy book, but you used a magic pen to sort of, when you turn to the different entries, in a fighting fantasy book you'd turn to a certain page, but this had like little box entries and you would just use a magic marker pen that would reveal it. But everyone lost the pen, and the pens dried out, so it became a bit of a... I think they only did 1 or 2 of these adventures with that magic marker, and then they realised that that's not a really good idea. But luckily someone got all the text and put it as a PDF, so I was actually able to put all the text into the book, cut and paste it in there. So I've got all
every single section and pasted it where it belongs in the book.
Exactly.
That is commitment to DMing like I've never seen before, Neil. That's bravo.
I did it.
I
did it, and then I realised that it's probably not the way we're going to actually play it. I mean, some of it will be like the solo adventure. Like I said, the solo adventure was very much like a fighting fantasy or choose your own adventure book. Except you do combat and all that when you had a fight. But doing it as a one-on-one, you're kind of playing it more like a regular Dungeons and Dragons adventure, just like we were doing with the Crystal Mage. So there'll be some aspects taken from the solo choose your own adventure version, but then there's, at the back of the book, they actually had a nice thing about it, is there was actually you could actually play the adventure as a group. And so there was like a stripped down version you could play with a regular adventuring group, but they kind of lost... It worked, but it kind of lost some of the flavor of the solo version, because the solo one had all characters and background and all, like from the NPCs and all that. So I'm trying to mix and match the two together. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it works. So for this event, like I said, this adventure is a solo adventure. involving a thief. So before this session, we offline rolled up a character. So Tracy, do you want to describe your character for me?
Sure, yeah. So I have Hedda. She is a human thief. She is level 3. In terms of what she's like, she's not particularly strong. She's not a real weakling either. But she's super dexterous and pretty hardy. And I haven't quite figured out if she's kind of a bitch or if she's not a bitch and she's nice, but she's not particularly great looking. So I suppose I gotta figure that out.
I wouldn't worry. She'll probably die halfway through it anyways.
Oh my God, yes. No riding and dying. That's not happening.
It's a solo adventure. The chance of you dying is quite high.
Yeah, I know. Especially, I don't know if you remember when we were rolling her up, my rolls for a lot of things weren't terrific. And my hit point rolls in particular, I think my hit points were 4 or something like that. I think I rolled a 1 and maybe it was 6. Maybe it was a 1, a 4, and a 1. And luckily, I am human and I got the benefit of re-rolling that and got the max hit points. So, yeah,
Yes.
that was nice.
Yes, so for those playing at home, we're using the advanced fantasy version of Old School Essentials, which is what we're using for the Crystal Mage as well. So humans get some extra benefits compared to sort of demi-human characters. And also we are using the D6 thief abilities from the Carcass Crawler magazines, which is an optional thing that you can do, but I think it actually works a lot better because the old-fashioned original basic sort of thief abilities, you were pretty lousy as a thief. I think the only thing you could really do was climb walls. Everything else you were not much better than a normal person. So with the D6 abilities, you can assign points to whichever ability you want to focus on. So in your case with Hedda, you've concentrated on a few other things, haven't you? You've concentrated on
finding and removing traps, hiding in shadows and moving silently. Again, I figure if I'm kind of on my own, those things might come in handy.
Yes. The whole idea of not being seen is probably a good thing to focus on.
She's learned the, oh God, what is that Monty Python? He's learned the benefit of not being seen.
Yes.
Can't remember which movie.
Hedda the thief, please stand up.
Oh, that's right, kaboom. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't have an image or anything for her in my head yet. I think she'll probably. Oh, and she used to be a farmer, so we'll see what that. Oh, and she's got some preferred weapons. She's a fan of daggers and short bow. So.
Yep, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I literally spent my money for my equipment down to having 1 gold piece remaining. So I've got one coin to my name as I'm going out into the world.
Well, your job description is thief, so you can probably come by money some other way.
Yeah, I think I probably could. We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
I didn't go with pickpockets, so Oh, is that not even a thing? It's not even a thing. Okay.
No, pickpocket's a thing. You've got a 1 in 6 chance of successfully picking someone's pocket. But yeah, like you said, opening locks, moving silently, hiding shadows, those are the ones, and finding traps, they're the ones you've focused on. So, nice sort of cat burglar type skill set.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what we'll do is I've got a little bit of fluff at the start to explain the setting of this solo adventure, and then when that finishes off, then we'll just lead into how we go. So we ready to kick this off?
I'm ready.
Okie dokie. All right, here we go. Here's my little dialogue. Here we go. All right, so I've got a little bit here, a little bit of an intro. Okay. You slip and slide around the icy corner, your lungs aching from the cold air. A low wall blocks your path and you fall, attempting to avoid the unexpected barrier. A dull pain flares in your shoulders. You strike the frozen ground. There's the cur! A man snarls. The peasants have found you again. The crowd presses closer. The dark face is twisted with anger. Murderer! Cries an old lady. I was framed, you gasp. The peasants will not listen, even though what you say is true. Kill the swine, says a flat, even voice. The words are backed by the authority of the sheriff. A man in front throws a fist-sized rock at you. Even though you try to dodge, the rock strikes your cheek. Your face is so cold you barely feel it strike, but a long trickle of blood soon runs down your face. A man carrying a wooden club pushes through the crowd. You jump to your feet, kick the man in the stomach. Before he reacts, you turn around and scramble over the wall. You find yourself in an alley leading to the town gate. The gate itself stands open several yards ahead. You hear peasants trying to climb over the wall. Stop! Stop the murderer! They cry. You run toward the open gate. As you approach, a guard steps into the road. His hand rests on his sword. There's a murderer loose, you shout. His mouth opens, but before he can say anything, you strike his jaw with your fist. His teeth snap together and his head flops back. He crashes to the icy ground. As you run through the gate, a bowstring twangs and an arrow zips past your shoulder. Ahead you see a stand of evergreen trees. You run full speed towards the trees, slipping and sliding along the icy road. The peasants howl and scream, following close behind. You plunge into the stand of trees, snapping and tearing at the branches as you struggle through the deep snow. Soon you hear the peasants yelling and screaming as they follow you into the forest. After several minutes of struggle, you emerge from the trees. Much to your surprise, a merchant sled travels along the edge of the forest. Without hesitating, you catch the back and pull yourself inside. You quickly burrow under its cargo of furs and cloth, hoping to hide until it carries you to a safe distance from the village. After several minutes of slow movement, the sledge stops. You hear many muffled voices, but you cannot understand all of the conversation. Dead! Murder escape! Attack town guard! No, simple. Merchant's caravan over the pass. Maybe. Search sledges! You lie still as possible, scarcely daring to breathe. Soon the back of the sledge rattles and you hear someone pulling the cover back. You feel a man digging through the furs on top of the load, but he stops before reaching you. Only furs and carpets in here, he says gruffly. He throws the furs back and the voices fade away. You allow a sigh to escape your lungs. At last the sledge jerks and moves again. Soon you are very drowsy and allow the movement of the sledge to rock you to sleep. When you awake, the caravan is still moving. You have no idea how long you have slept. You are hungry, thirsty, and your muscles are cramped. By now, it must be late afternoon. So you're hiding in a sled after escaping an angry mob.
Yeah.
I should have had that Simpsons angry mob sort of scene. Kill the murderer! Kill the murderer! All right, so you are in a sled for a merchant caravan.
Okay.
And it's growing, and so it's late afternoon, and it's starting to grow dark. So, what are you wanting to do?
Is it a covered? I know that I'm under furs, but is it a covered sled, like with a roof on it, or is it an open sled that's being pulled? Like there's multiple sleds together. I think I heard.
Yeah, so it's like a sled or wagon thing. In fact, I can probably do the right thing and show you on the screen.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's kind of gotcha. Kind of like the old West wagon thing. So if I stick my head up, someone in the sled behind us might see me, or the person driving the sled I'm in might see me.
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm gonna, without moving too much, I'm gonna try to take a peek ahead of me. I want to see like the front end of the sledge that I'm on to see how many people are in the one that I'm in and sort of what they look like. So I just want to kind of peek through the furs without moving too much, so nobody behind me will hopefully see me.
Yeah, so the front part of the wagon is a wooden sort of board. So you kind of your view's kind of blocked. Yeah, so you would assume that in front of that there's probably a driver at least with one or two people driving it.
Yeah. Okay. Can I turn and look at the reverse and see how close the sled behind us is, and see if I can see anything outside that would give me an idea of how close I am to any kind of civilization, or am I out in the middle of nowhere?
Just peeking through the furs, you can't really see too much, but you can't see any buildings or anything. You just basically see trees or snow, and you can't quite see because there's a bit of a light fluttering of snow. You can't see another sled behind you.
Okay. Can I take a little peek around the sled with me? Is there any food in this sled, or is it all just carpets and furs?
It's just carpets and furs in this particular one. There might be food in other sleds, but
right. Okay. Well, I'm going to, as quietly as possible, take a little bit of my rations and eat some of that without trying to make any noise. And I'm not gonna make any noise at this point. I'm going to stay put until we stop somewhere for the night, if I can.
Okay. Yep. All right. So you're just lying there still, and you've been able to see outside. You're noticing that it's starting to night falls, and the sledges come to a stop at night time. So you're assuming that they're you can hear some more noise and activity, and you get an idea that probably they're making camp for the night.
Okay. I want to wait until there's no noise around the sled that I'm actually in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to again peek out from behind and make sure there's no one sort of just standing right there that's going to see me if I kind of go whoop. So I'm doing the peek through the furs again.
Yeah. So you have a look, and you can't see anything at the moment.
Okay.
It seems like from your limited viewpoint, you can't see anyone.
Okay. So I'm going to move as quietly as I possibly can. So move silently, if possible, towards the back end of the sledge that I'm in, so that I can take an actual peek out and see if I see anything.
Okay. Well, I've just done that test for you, so.
All right, let's hope. You haven't forgotten it's 3 and 6.
I know. I've got it written here right in front of me. I've got it. It's all in black and white, right in front of me. What your skills are.
Okay. So I'm going to stick my head out in sort of to look towards the direction where I hear noise coming from. If they're a campfire, I just kind of want to get a sense of how many people are here and where are they.
Okay, so as you poke your head out, you can look. Like I said, it's dark. You can see further up the path, because the caravan is sort of making its way up into the mountains from the village. The village was lower down. You can see a couple of fires, and some. Again, there's a bit of a flutter of snow, so the visibility is not great, but you can see a few shapes and shadows of people moving across the fire, the light of the fire. So people are still moving around because there's still a bit of activity going on. It's only nightfall has only sort of just fallen. So yeah, but from where you are, right in your immediate area where you are, you can't detect anyone.
Okay. think I'm gonna wait for a bit for people to head to sleep for the night until it sort of sounds like maybe most people are not moving around anymore. I'm gonna stay hidden in the caravan. And then once it sounds like most people are not up and about, I want to get up and kind of do a little reconnaissance of how many are in the caravan, how many people I think are here, and see if I can find anything interesting in any of the caravans themselves if they don't look guarded.
All right. So you wait a bit longer until some of the sound dies down and it quietens down, but it never completely stops because there's still people around the fires and all that.
Okay.
And then you said you wanted to get out or something.
I want to try to sneak out and then just kind of do some reconnaissance and figure out like how many people I think are in the caravan, and just as much as I can kind of snoop around in what's in the caravan.
Yep. Okay.
Without being seen as much as I can.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to do a hide and shadows test for you.
Okay.
All right. So you slowly, cautiously creep out, climb down from the sled. Your feet land on the snow, and then you start creeping. Are you going to creep towards where the fireplaces are?
No, I want to stay away from where I think the people are going to be. Like I'm assuming they're going to have set up wherever they're going to camp for the night over there. I want to creep around. Like if there's multiple sleds, I'm assuming I want to stay on the outside, away from the fire as much as possible. I'll have more shadow to stand, and I'll stay further away from most of the people who will want to stay warm, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Cool. All right. So you start to move around, and then, oi! Where'd you come from?
Damn it.
You turn and you see two men mounted on ponies. They wear heavy furs and leather armor. So they were obviously at the back. Right down the back. One holds a lance level at your chest. The other, a grizzled fellow with a black beard, says, "You better come along with us."
All right. I'm not trying to do anything. I was just, checking it out. I was. Did they actually see where I got out of, or did they just see me walking beside the caravan?
They just, you'd moved along a little ways, and then they spotted you.
Okay, so they didn't see me getting out. Are we close to the tree line?
Well, no. When you were originally from the town, there was a. I mean, there are trees around, but basically, it's coming up into a mountain pass now.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't say it's sheer drops on the side on each side. There, it isn't as bad as that, but you've basically got sort of mountains on either side of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I know what's on the other side of the mountain? Like, do I know this area?
Not. You don't know the past very well. Well,
okay. Do I know
besides
the town?
you know that there is a path, but you don't
know it.
Yeah.
But is there a town on the other side of the mountain that I would know what it's called?
No.
Okay. Shit.
So the guards grab you.
Yeah.
And they start marching.
I'm just walking. I noticed that you guys had a caravan. I'm just checking it out. I didn't, I don't mean any harm. It's just, it's just, you don't see people up here very often. So I was heading down the other way.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Okay.
And they jab you a little bit with their lance.
Wow, don't poke my armor.
The guards march you along the caravan of the sledges, and they drag you through the snow a bit. And then you get to the front of the caravan where several of the sledges have been. There's a small stand of evergreens there, and they've made a camp. And there's several men standing around the campfire. And then as they approach the rider, one of the riders had a black beard, and he says, "Master Vizon, what new cargo do you now carry?" And he prods you into the center of the camp with his lance. You see this thin fur cloth man turns around you and eyes you warily. He goes, "Oh, what's this?"
It's not so much what as who.
And he goes,
Master
we caught this one hanging around the back of the sled, and he pushes you over to him.
Hanging around is a little bit prejudicial, I would say. I was simply just walking past, checking out. You don't see caravans like this very often. And I was just heading, what's the name of the town that I just left that claimed that I was a murderer?
Good question.
Generic
medieval fantasy village town.
Littleton. You know,
Littleton.
Yes. Those people. I was just heading to Littleton, and and I happened to.
Shall we throw him out to the? Shall we throw her out into the snow to freeze, Vizon? And Vizon looks at you and he sort of goes, "I would say it's the villagers. She's the one the villagers are after."
What villagers? Littleton? I just told you I'm heading that direction. If they were after me, would I be heading in that direction? I'm not heading. I mean, and saying you're going to throw me out into the snow to die. I mean,
stop talking. You're very. You notice that the one that said probably the villagers. You notice that his features are a bit more angular and sort of. He's got this different sort of look about him, and after a moment, it kind of dawns on you that guy's actually an elf.
Oh.
So Vizon looks at you and he goes, "So you take passage over the Blizzard Pass in my caravan?"
Yeah. I mean, I would if you would have me, but at this point, if you're saying Littleton is full of murderers, I'm not going there. But I wasn't. If you're asking if I was. And then I'm going to look at the guy that keeps telling you to shut up, and I'm going to be like, is it okay that I'm talking right now? Because he asked me a direct question. I feel like it's okay that I'm answering.
Be careful. Right? Be careful, or I'll do the villagers' work for you.
I feel like you have some perception about me that is completely false. I mean, are you assuming that all human females are murderers?
And the elf goes,
that says a lot more about you.
The elf sort of shakes his head and goes, God, you talk too much. Vizon, the master, he looks at you and he goes, "No, we will not harm the stranger. I'm short of workers. She will earn her passage as a sledge worker."
I mean, sure, I could
trust you do not mind.
Well, no, I mean, working a sledge. I mean, I've worked many a sledge in my day. Just look at me. I am sledge worthy. Master Vizon, if I can call you that, Mr.
Yeah, you can. That's my job title.
That's your job title? It's not your name? Vizon? What is a Vizon?
No, Vizon is my name. Master is my title.
Oh, well then, Mr. Master Vizon, it is then.
Okay. All right, so like I said, Vizon is short of workers, so he decides that he wants you to work for your passage across the Blizzard Pass.
What is a sledge worker? What's a sledge?
What's a sledge? Well, I mean, in this image I've got wagons, but they're also, because you're in snow, you've got giant sledges for...
That was Hedda asking Master Vizon. I'm happy to be a sledge worker. I just have to be told what a sledge is, and then I'm sure I could sledge the hell out of it. Sledging all night long. I won't do.
Sledging all night long. Okay.
Yeah, sledging all night long. But yes, I'm for hire. And, I suppose if you need a worker, then that's as good as anything.
Yeah. I don't think you have much of a choice, to be perfectly frank.
No, I'm sure I don't. But it's always better to come at things with a positive attitude, is what I say.
Mm-hmm. So, so basically that night they find a spot where you can get a little bit of sleep, but obviously you're a bit concerned about your situation. So I wouldn't say you had a very peaceful sleep, and also it's fairly cold, even with some furs and things. But generally the night passes uneventfully, and in the morning They get you up pretty much at the crack of dawn, and you're given jobs to sort of get the horses ready, get them tied back onto the sledges and wagons again, feeding horses, watering them, and then pretty much after they break camp and they've had a bit of food and so on, then the caravan starts to make its way into the pass again.
And I'm going to, every time someone says, tie that horse up, or what, be like, what's the horse's name? I mean, horses deserve to be called by name, don't you think? It's the horse's name.
I don't know if every horse has a name, but
at least we're not in the desert on a horse with no name.
Yes. So you start as the caravan, it starts to climb up into the pass. It starts to climb up higher, and so you spend most of the day, like I said, stopping, and when vehicles get bogged in the snow or whatever, you're there to help move the
push them out of the snow.
Exactly. Yeah. Do the manual labor. But I mean, every time you're looking around, there's always one of the guards. They're not too far away, and they're keeping an eye on you in case you're deciding to scamper off.
The guard that poked me with the spear, is he a human?
Yes.
And the other guard is also human, but the elf is somebody else in the caravan?
No, one of the guards was human, the one with the beard, and then the other one was an elf, and then you've got the master.
Okay. Master. Okay, and the elf is the one that told me I talk too much, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So you start moving your way up through the pass, and then after several hours, it's probably early afternoon. The caravan reaches the top of the pass, and then the sky has actually grown quite dim, and as the clouds are quite heavy in the air, and the caravan actually halts, and you see Vizon is talking with another guy you've never seen before, and then but you hear that when you ask someone who's that, they say that's Darius. He's the guide or whatever, and then you hear Vizon he sort of calls out and goes, "We're going to go on. Darius says the snow will not come before nightfall." And so the caravan starts to move again. But then about an hour later, the snow really starts to pick up. So obviously Darius is not too good.
You know these weather guides, they're awful. It's like they get paid for being wrong all the time.
Yes. Weather forecasting in medieval fantasy worlds is not the most exact science. So the sky turns grey and howling winds whip up the powdery snow, and basically you can't see hardly any. It's a snowstorm, to be perfectly frank. There's no way of getting around it. It's a snowstorm, and so you can't see more than a few feet in front of you. And so to actually make sure that you don't get lost, you're sort of holding on to the side of the sled as it's moving through, to make sure that you stay close to the caravan. After about maybe an hour, and it's like I said, visibility is terrible, the sledge stops. And then you see a man coming towards you. He sort of stops and he sort of goes, "We're lost! Tie a rope to yourself and search ahead for us."
Okay, you mean like we don't know if we're on the path anymore?
Yes, I need you to go ahead, go further ahead. So, tie this rope around you, and he holds a rope. So tie it to the sled and then explore it further forward to make sure that we're not going to, because they're worried obviously that because the snow is falling quite heavily now. The path is obscured, and they don't want to accidentally walk off the side of the mountain, sort of thing.
Yeah. All right. Sure. Can someone give me a stick? Or a walking stick of some kind? Staff, a quarterstaff, something like that.
Yeah, they can.
It'll help me prod along to find solid ground because I might walk on it and it might not be strong enough for a horse.
Yeah. So that they can find something for you to prod the ground.
Okay. All right. Well, been nice knowing you if I don't make it back. Can I borrow a fur? It's mighty cold out here.
Yeah, you've got a couple of furs. They've given you a bit more appropriate clothing for the environment you're in. Because previously, when you had left the town, you were just in your regular sort of clothes with your thievy clothes, your leather armor, and so on. So yeah, they give you some furs. So you start to stumble ahead, and you can hear the voices. You hear some of the voices of the caravan, but as you're moving further forward, the wind's howling, eventually, pretty quickly, you can't hear them anymore.
Okay, as I'm going, I'm going to keep testing that the rope is firm.
Yeah. So you got it, and you're sort of keeping it taut, and you're sort of feeding it out as you're moving along, and you're sort of with a wooden pole they've given you. You're sort of just touching the pushing the ground in front of you, making sure that it's solid. So you keep moving along a little bit more, and then, like I said, the visibility is really bad. The snow's really whipped up, and then as you moving forward, you suddenly see appearing out of the snow a couple of shadowy shapes. You can't really make out what they are.
All right. I'm gonna pull out a dagger, not like obviously, but I want to be armed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you start moving forward. You got the rope around you. You sort of and these shadowy shapes are getting closer. And then
who is that?
And all you can't really hear anything. They're sort of quiet, and then sort of you hear a sound behind you, and you turn around and you get this quick glimpse of a shadowy creature. You sort of assume that they don't really look human, and so they're behind you. So you turn around and you got your dagger like this, and then you hear a noise, and then suddenly everything just goes black.
Yeah, damn it. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, something's obviously hit you across the back of the head.
All right. Very unsporting-like.
All right. So
I can't help but feel like I was set up. Darius.
Just gonna get the image up. Which technical thing?
No worries.
It's turns. Okay, so this black screen is basically you can't see anything at the moment because you're unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah. Why can't I get the? I know what I was doing wrong. Helps if I make it so that.
Sorry for sneezing in your ear.
Is that not showing up? Just trying to get your character to be. Visions on. There it is. That's why I couldn't find it. There we go. Oh. There we go. All right. Let's zoom in a bit. Let's see if you can see it now. You can see it, can you?
Yes. Let me zoom in so I can see. Ooh. Let's see. There it is.
All right. So you come to, and basically, as your vision sort of clears, you realise you're lying on the ground, in this dirty sort of rubbishy sort of ground, and you hear a male voice say, our companion awakes. You open your eyes.
And I'm gonna like wake up like
Yeah.
like
The first thing you immediately notice is your possessions are all gone.
Of course they are.
You're just in your basically your clothes. Your armor's missing. Your daggers are gone. Your backpack's gone.
My one gold piece is gone.
Everything's gone. All you got is just yourself in your clothes.
Son of a bitch. All right.
And you look around and you see there's 3 other figures in the well, I mean, you look around and you can see bars. You're in a cell.
Okay.
There are 3 other people. You can see these. You can see the tokens on the screen there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see your own token. Do you want to see if you can move it and all that? Make sure that it's. Yeah,
Yep.
actually, Maybe not move it out of the cell.
All right, yeah. I'm free. So long, suckers.
So yeah, you're in a cell, and there's 3 other people in this.
An
So
elf?
3 other males.
All right. Is that a dwarf, an elf, and a human?
All right. So
Is this the beginning of a joke?
yeah, an elf, a human, and a
And a dwarf
you walk into a bar. Yeah. So you recognize the elf as actually the elf from the caravan.
Oh, okay. He's
The-
locked in the cell, like they're locked in the cell with me. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's another younger guy who you don't recognize, and then there's a sort of rotund, balding, older gentleman, and he's the one who had commented saying that you had awoken.
All right. I'm gonna like shimmy up with my back to the whatever wall there is in the cell here, and I'm gonna say, did I learn the elf's name while we were traveling?
No, you didn't.
Okay. Oh look, it's Talkie McTalkerson, the elf. What the heck happened?
We were ambushed. The caravan is
By
lost.
what?
Creatures, evil creatures, goblins and evil creatures that we came out of the shadows and attacked us.
All right. Where's everyone else?
We don't know. So and Roderick is the balding guy says, "My name is Roderick. Are you injured? I can assist you if you're injured."
Thank you. That's so kind of you. No one else asked me that when I've been walking with them for 2 days through the snow and helping them, but I'm okay, thank you. This little goose egg on my head is old enough that
the elf turns to Roderick and goes, "I wouldn't waste any time with this one. She's a murderer."
Excuse me, you could be a murderer.
And the other guy, the younger guy, he's sort of just sitting on the ground and he's sort of just not really saying much. And he's just fairly morose looking and not happy with the situation he's in.
Roderick, is it?
Yes.
Do you know this elf?
The surly elf, his name is Salamdros.
Sir Landros.
Salamdros. And our young fellow here, his name is Terramil. And we all find ourselves in a bit of a pickle at the moment.
You could say that again. All right. Who wants out? I want out. Have you guys been watching
as you sort of just initially talking to each other, you then hear a noise coming from. So from what you can see in this room, there's seems to be 2 exits which are kind of covered by fur curtains that are hanging down.
Okay.
And you hear a noise coming down from one of the passageways, or from behind the curtain, and then entering into the room.
I'm going to play like I'm knocked out again.
Okay, so into the room comes a dog-like creature, and he's carrying a spear, and and so he comes over to you guys and he stands at the cage and he sort of gives you a prod with his spear and he goes, and he prods at the Roderick, the more rotund of the two. He goes, "Nice and juicy you are. Make good for feast for you." And then he looks at Terramil and he goes, "Good dessert. We eat soon. Yummy."
Does he leave the spear through the bars for a bit? Like poking at them?
Oh, he jabbed at them a little bit with the spear end.
Okay. I'm gonna open my eyes and I'm gonna say, why don't you pick on someone your own size? Short stuff.
And so the creature looks at, like I said, it's like a dog-like creature. You've never seen one of these sort of creatures before. Humanoid sort of with a dog sort of face, and he goes, "Shut up! You get eaten soon too."
And I want to try to grab the spear and take it away from him.
All right. Well, he's holding on pretty tight. So you try and grab it, and he jabs at you.
All right. Why don't you let me out of here then?
All in good time.
So
You get eaten. Big feast coming. Big feast coming. And then after he sort of prods you and he laughs his little creature laugh. I don't know what I'm going to and then he leaves.
Well, they're charming. Are they all like that?
And Slamdros looks at you, goes, "That's a kobold. They're evil creatures."
Okay, so have you guys tried to get out of here?
And they all look around and go, No, we haven't. It is pointless. We're trapped."
Well, with that attitude, it certainly is. I want to take a look and see. Obviously, there's a door on this cage of some kind.
So when you examine the cage, it's actually the frame is actually, it's not metal. It's a wooden frame, but it's quite solid. And then there is like a wooden door that's attached to it, and there is like a lock and a chain around the door.
And I don't have my tools. Is there anything in the cage with us? Any kind of tool, fork, knife?
You'd have to check. I mean, there's refuse and stuff on the ground.
Okay, so I'm going to look around for anything that looks like I could use it to pick the lock.
Okay. So you start shuffling through the dirt, and then Slandros looks and goes, "What are you doing? It's a waste of time." And then Roderick goes, "Well, at least he's trying to do something." So Roderick.
Yes.
So I just said he, she. Sorry. Roderick gets down. Roderick gets down on his knees and he starts shuffling through the dirt as well.
Yeah. I'm looking for something. Anything we can use as a weapon, or to open that lock, or both.
So you shuffling around through the refuse and dirt and all that, and then your hand sort of catches on something hard, and then you you clear away some of the dirt, and you pull up, and it's just a thin piece of metal.
All right. Stand aside, sir. Laughs a lot.
So you go over to I'm assuming you're going to go over to the lock?
Yeah, I'm going to try to pick the lock.
Yeah, okay. So the lock itself, it's almost like a padlock type arrangement. It's in fairly good condition. The chain, you notice though, is quite corroded.
Okay.
And some of the links look a little bit thinner as they've sort of corroded. But you can definitely try and pick the lock with that little piece of metal. So
I'll try to pick the lock.
So you're picking locks. Your ability is between what is it?
I don't actually have that written down.
You have a 2 in 6 chance of picking locks.
Okay.
So why don't you roll a d6?
Oh, come on. All right. 36. Oh, you bastard. It was a 2. Damn it.
What did you get?
4.
4.
It flipped over.
I don't think I've got the dice rolling thing showing on my thing. I need to do that though. So if I can show the dice rolling. Dice options, here it is. Enable 3D dice. Track roll. Let me just roll the dice myself. I roll the same as you.
That's 3 4s in a row. I'm sensing a trend.
All right. So
I'm assuming I don't pick the lock.
no, so you try and pick the lock, and it's the piece of metal you got isn't working very well, and if your attempt to try and get the lock open isn't working.
Okay. These chains. If this piece of metal I'm using is a very small piece, but do we think that I could brace it against something and use it to like snap a chain link maybe, or to stretch one of the chain links?
Not with that piece of metal, but you might be able to just physically pull on the chain.
All right. Who's strong? Roderick, you look strong. Sir Lancelot over here doesn't.
Who are you calling Lancelot? You're calling the elf, are you?
Yeah. Lancelot, not Lancelot.
So you say to Roderick and guys, let's because they look at you and you've been obviously trying to pick the lock, and Salamdros is obviously not particularly impressed, and then you say, oh well, come on, let's pull on this chain, and Roderick goes, come on Salamdros, help her, and so the two of them get there. What's your strength?
It's 12.
Just roll your strength, please. D20. And I'll also roll for the other guys.
Oops, come on. 9. Get a 9.
I think that's enough, actually. So with Salamdros and Roderick and yourself all pulling, you're bracing yourself, your feet against the cage, and you're pulling, and then all of a sudden the chain, one of the links just breaks and snaps open.
Right. So if we pull that chain through, can we get the door open, or is the lock still on like the door?
No, it actually, the chain it breaks, and that's so basically the chain was wrapped around and then clamped with the padlock. So essentially, the chain breaking, the door will be able to open.
The door open. All right.
And as the door is opening, you start hearing you hear a voice, and it sounds like a voice sort of singing in a very bad sort of tune. And you hear a voice coming down towards your room.
From the upper door or the side door?
From the upper door. Yeah.
Okay. I can't see what the door closure's like because of the curtain, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can anybody use this as a weapon? The chain. I'm talking about the chain.
Well, in that room there are some tables and stools.
Okay. So I'm gonna toss the chain because I don't think I can use it as a weapon effectively, and I'm gonna look around for anything that I can throw. So fork, a knife, cup, anything metal, hard that will be good for as a thrown weapon.
Besides the table and the stools, there's nothing else in the room. Roderick,
Are there lights on the
Roderick walks
wall?
over to a stool, and he actually he physically breaks off a leg.
Oh, that's a great idea. Give me a leg, please, Roderick.
All right. So the sound is coming from the upper entrance.
Yeah.
You can hear the voice coming down, and you all
So
sort of.
I want to get around. I want to like motion to get on either side of the door since we don't know which way it opens, but to be inside the curtain.
So okay, so Roderick moves over to here.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go?
I'm going to be on this side.
Okay. So you hear his voice.
Are you singing the Smurf song?
Okay.
That's funny.
And then coming into the room is the kobold, and he's got a sword with him, and he's got a sword in his hand, and in his other hand he's carrying like a wineskin or something, and he's sort of staggering in his walk, so he kind of clearly looks a bit intoxicated.
Oh, good. All right, so I'm gonna haul up and try to whack him right in the face with the chair leg, just like a baseball swing right to the face.
All right, so you're going to have surprise, so he's going to be completely taken by surprise. So you get to have a free hit at him, which you can do by rolling and to see what his armor class is. It is what you need to hit armor class 7.
I need a 12 or better.
All right, roll.
Oh, yeah, because this is melee. Yeah, 12 or better. All right.
Yep, roll a d20.
Take that.
So as he stumbles through and he's and then you just whack with the what was it, the stool or a leg of the stool, or what was it?
The chair leg.
Chair leg.
Got one of the chair legs from
So it cracks down on his head. Roll a d6, please.
5.
Oh, good shot. So you whack him on the head, and he just goes ah, and he just crumbles down to the ground, and he's motionless, and he's dropped his sword, and he's dropped his water skin, and he's just lying sprawled there. And Roderick goes, well done, good shot.
Thank you. Who could use the sword? I'm cracked with the sword, and I pick up the wineskin for a second. I'm like, nah, just kidding. I'm not going to take that right now. Put it on the table.
All right. So Roderick says, I my faith does not allow me to take a sword.
All right, so I'm going to look at the other two and be like, all right, you two, something useful. Either one of you, can you use the sword?
Okay, so Salandrov steps forward and goes, I will take the sword.
All right, are you going to stop calling me a murderer now?
Time will tell.
God, you're a barrel of laughs. What about you? Silent, strong and silent type.
Teruman goes, oh, I'm just doing what Salandros says. He's my boss.
He's your boss?
Well, Teruman was also from the caravan. Roderick doesn't appear to be from the caravan, though.
All right. So, I'm going to take a look at the door, and I just want to see if there's a way for us to barricade it from the inside.
Okay, so you want to peek from behind the furs?
Yeah, I want to peek first of all and make sure the door's shut. If it's not, I'm gonna
Well, it's actually when you actually move the furs back, it's actually not a door. It's actually just the furs are just hanging down.
I would like to listen and give like a signal, like to my friends that like don't make any noise, and I just want to listen and hear if I can hear anything else down the hallway.
Okay, so you can just basically you can see a bit of a path. So I guess you can move yourself up to the entrance here. You can see that the path turns to the left.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna motion to one of the others to check the other fur doorway and see if there's a door there, or like, can we figure out how we get out of here, or yeah, I don't know. So I just want to like give them a motion, like to check the other door so we don't get ambushed from behind.
Yeah. So Terra Mill moves over and goes to the other curtain. And he pokes down there and he goes, "It's just another passageway."
All right.
Then he comes back into the room.
Do any of you remember coming in here? Which way you came?
No, they were all either unconscious when they were dragged in there, or they were blindfolded.
Right. Roderick, how did you get here?
He goes, I was passing through the pass on one of my pilgrimages when I was set on it when I was at sleep in my camp, and when I awoke, I was inside this cage.
You were alone?
Yeah.
Right. I want to just search our dog friend and make sure he doesn't have anything else like a dagger that I could use or anything like that.
No, so he just had the
sword,
his sword and his wine skin, and also no, that's all that's in there.
Okay. All right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go the way he came from, because there's going to be more of them. They both came from this direction. What do you say?
So, are you going to take?
I'll go scout ahead. Yeah, I'll go scout ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna do a move silently test for you again.
I basically would want to move here to just peek around the corner kind of thing.
Okay. Just one moment.
Are there shadows here too? Can I try hiding in the shadows at the same time while I'm moving silently, or can you not do both?
I just rolled for your move silently. I mean, there is it's not like it's pitch black. There are like some light, periodic around the actual area where you are. It is fairly dark, so you can sort of move along and hide.
Do I see anything when I peek around here? Like anything in this area?
Yes, just one moment. I'll check for you. All right, so you're moving along, and then you basically just get to where are you on the map? So here.
Yeah, I moved myself to here to see if I would see anything, and then I would go further to there.
Yeah, and you're moving silently in shadows, but you basically stumble straight into a man who's coming around the corner.
A man.
Yeah.
Okay. What does he look like?
You don't get a good chance to look at him. You were moving silently. You almost like walk straight into him, and he's sort of kind of surprised that you're there, and he sort of reaches for his sword.
Okay, I'm gonna whack him with the chair leg again.
All right, roll. Okay, I'll tell you what his arm class is. Okay, armor class 4.
Oh shit! All right, I gotta roll 15 or better. It's 19.
Oh, you're on fire.
Chair leg is my friend.
All right, so roll 1d6, please.
By the way, when I checked the what did you say? It was a kobold. Was he dead? Ooh, 6.
You got a 6.
I got a 6.
You're on fire with your dice rolling.
I'm the Bambino.
Well done. You've actually taken him out. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. You didn't even get a chance to call out. You didn't even get a chance to call out. You just whack, took him out.
I'm gonna blow on my bat, for lack of a better word, and I'm going to check my friend for weapons or other accoutrement. He's got a sword, you said.
Yes. So he has a sword, and he was wearing chainmail.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna. Is he heavy? Like, is he big, or is he somebody I could drag?
You could drag, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna drag him back to my friends, and I'm gonna try to carry the sword with me as well.
Yep.
If I can. And I'm gonna come back and be like, anybody need any chainmail? And I'm gonna look at Sir Laps a lot and be like, what have you done since I've been gone?
The elf is actually surprised when you just come back in through the fur, just dragging another dead body, just dump it next to the coal bowl, and you sort of job done.
I feel like I'm not making a good point of my case that I'm not a murderer. However, this is different.
Yeah, the elf sort of looks at you and he just sort of nods. And you see at least a look of recognition on his face, but he's actually acknowledging that you've actually done something pretty impressive.
Thank you. Anybody need chainmail that can fit this?
And Terramel goes, I'll take it. Looks like it's my size.
Perfect. Get it on quick.
So Terramel pulls the male shirt off the guy and puts it on himself, and he grabs the guy's sword.
All right. Can we drag these two and put them in the jail cell so they're not just sitting out in the open? Obviously, like, I guess it doesn't really matter because they'll notice we're gone. Just not sitting right in front of the doorway kind of thing, like just drag them off to the side.
You can drag them over here, put them in here.
Yeah, and then I'm going to sneak again, and I'm going to try to see if I can hear or see anything from here.
Okay. All right. Again, we're going to do a move silently check. All right. So you're creeping along the walls, or staying in the shadowy area, and you come to that corner just there. Just move you to where you will get to about here.
Okay.
And you look into another room, and you see. What do you see? As you look into the room, you see two men sitting at the table and drinking, and you can see them both wearing chainmail, and they have weapons hanging at their sides. Several torches flicker on the walls, and a lantern hangs above the table. You see another opening on the other side of the chamber. You cannot identify the rest of the items in the room because there are shadows. So there's two guys sitting at a table. They're definitely clearly armed. They seem to be pretty much dressed the same as the other guy that you had.
That I just killed. Okay. Yeah. Which way are they facing? Are they in these two squares here, like here and here? Okay, so one is facing.
So one's on so I'll just put them into the position. So they're kind of basically sitting on the stools opposite the table, and they're just sort of drinking cum.
All right. I'm going to sneak back. I'm going to report that there's two more of these guys in that room. And another, it doesn't look like a dead end yet. So we're going to try it.
So Roderick looks at you and goes, what do you think we should do? Should we attack them?
Well, I don't see us getting out. I mean, I think we need to, I for one want my shit back. But I also feel a little bit like maybe we should at least find out whether the rest of the caravan was killed or if they're still here. I don't feel like we should just leave them.
Yeah.
But there's only two of them, and there's four of us.
All right. So
what do you do? You've got a sword now. Are you good at it? You don't have any armor, though.
Salandros goes, I know how to handle myself. Terramil goes, I'll go first. I've got the armor.
All right.
So Terramil goes in front. Salandros goes, I will follow. I will follow Terramil.
All right. Roderick, you should be in between us. I have a feeling if you are what I think you are, which is you're a priest, then we need to protect you.
Okay. All right. So with that, you creep along the corridor. Terramil just gets himself into position. They all quietly move up the hallway. You're moving up as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what? I'm just gonna put a chair in the doorway here.
Which doorway?
Like just right here. Whoops.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Here. I'm gonna move one of the chairs and put it right behind the curtain, so that if somebody comes along from the other side and comes through like a bat out of hell, we'll hear them coming because they'll walk into a chair.
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
I'm being Debbie. I'm moving furniture. I'm feng shuiing the place.
Yes. All right.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you gotta go watch our other videos.
Yes. Please watch our other videos. Please watch our other videos.
Plug.
Please like and subscribe down there, or wherever it is, wherever I end up, wherever I put the button.
Somewhere. All right.
a second, I just need to check something.
Yeah. Might be able to distract them if there was like a stone or something here. Are there any rocks around? Little rocks? This is like a cave, right?
It's a roughly hewn sort of corridor. It's not a cave as such, but it's not like a. The walls are roughly hewn. It's
Is there like a little piece of rock or something here?
Yeah,
That I can find
there'll
on the
be
ground?
some little rocks against this down the wall. Yeah, you can find. You're looking for something like a hand size like rock.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
stone that would make enough noise that somebody might turn their head and give us just a second to get in there and get the first shot, maybe. So I would tap Taramil on the shoulder and kind of show him the rock. Just kind of give him like a, give me a second.
Yep.
Hopefully my
Okay.
dexterity comes in handy.
All right. So you're ready to go in.
Yeah, I'm gonna again try to sneak to the point where I'm hidden in shadows and hopefully sneaking silently. And then I'm gonna try, if you say that I can, to throw a rock here.
Oh, okay. Behind them, you're not actually trying to physically throw it at them.
No, I'm not trying to hit them. I'm trying to distract them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll for you. Okay. So you move quietly up to the corner there. You see the guys are just you see them sort of looking at each other, drinking and just talking quietly. And then you take the rock and you nod at Taramil, who nods back at you, and he holds up he's got his sword. You glance quickly at Slandros, who's also primed and ready. And Roderick is a little bit further back with his wooden leg from the stool still. And then you throw the rock.
Yeah.
And it works. So the rock crashes against the back wall about here. Which you can see.
Yep, I saw that. Yep, I saw it on the map.
This is a problem when you got. Oh, there it is. Okay, so like I said, you throw it over at this point here, and yeah, so it crashes against the wall. The two fighters immediately look over the rock, but at that point, Taramil rushes in, and Slandros is quickly behind him, and they're yelling. The fighters they see it. They saw the rock. They turn back and they quickly sort of leap out of their chairs, and you see them. They throw their chairs down in front of them as a bit of a barrier.
Okay.
And then you see them draw their swords.
Okay.
Roderick comes behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up another rock because I realized I don't have a weapon that's good for distance.
No, you've only got your
stick.
basically you got
My bat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it my boomstick for now. Hits people once and boom, they're dead.
Yes. Okay. Just 1 second. I've got to find something. All right, so you move in there, and we can do a roll for initiative.
Is that a D6, right?
Yep.
Okay. Roll. 3.
And I
So how does that work when we're both humans? Because initiative ties go to me as the human, but we're both
Well,
humans.
I'm the dungeon master. I'm just rolling. I think we both got a 3.
I mean the guys though. I thought the guys were human too.
Yeah, they are. So there's no plus or minus. So we both rolled the same. So I think you rolled a. Did you roll a 3 and I rolled a 3? So we need to.
I rolled a 3. That's what I'm saying. But tie initiative rolls go to the human.
Yeah. So we roll again.
So we're okay. 2. Shit. Yeah. Okay, good.
Did we both roll a 1?
No, I rolled a 2.
Rolled a 2.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
It's not showing up as a 2. It's showing up as a 1.
No,
sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, you're right. Why is it doing that? It's showing a different display.
Oh, your color and my color are the same. Why don't I change my color so that, or they're almost the same, so they're not so close. Make mine green.
Yep.
There. Now when I roll, it'll be different color.
Yeah, it's interesting. The display is actually on the roll window is actually it shows it both times. What is it doing?
Because in the chat it shows the 3 and then the 3 and then the 2 and then the 1 is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I don't know why it's showing the same number twice. It's something with the display. Doesn't matter. It's you won. Yes, well done. So with that, Terramil will charge at this fighter here. Slamdros will charge at this one. Where are you going to go?
I'll go over here and throw a rock. Does Terramil look like he's not going to be as good a fighter as Sir Landros? Like Sir Landros was the guard for the caravan, right? So he's probably more experienced.
Roderick is I mean he's a portly fellow.
Oh, sorry. Not Roderick. Terramil.
Terramil is young, but he's relatively solidly built. He worked on the caravan as well. So
okay, well I'll stay here then. It's the best view I've got, so that I can try to hit this guy.
What are you going to try and hit him with? Are you running
over? Rock.
Oh, with a rock. Okay. All right. So you want initiative? So I'll do Terramil. He'll roll to see if he can hit the guy.
That's a good roll.
That's good. What's his armor class again? +4. I've left my book. Hang on, I can find it. Okay. All right. He's a fighter level 1. +4. Yep, just enough to hit actually. So he hits with his sword. Which sword does 1d8 damage, I think, from memory. So I'm 1d8.
Nice.
Rolled a 5. Okay, so he hits the guy. He staggers back. Hasn't killed him though.
All right. It's not as deadly as I am with a chair leg. I blame himself.
Yeah. So, he did 5. So, yeah. Okay, and Slandros does the same. So Slandros strikes at the other guy.
No,
Oh,
he's on my team, but there's a little part of Hedda that's like, oh, Muffin, you missed.
you're going to try and throw a rock, are you?
Yeah, at the guy that Sir Landros just whiffed on.
Yeah, you just hopefully you don't hit Slandros.
Yeah, I know. So am I rolling with my, like, what do you call it? What's the word?
Okay, if you're trying to attack someone that is fighting some...
Like it's -2, right? Because of my dexterity on the attack value, right?
Your
Missile attacks. Dex modifier missile attacks.
what's your dexterity?
16.
16. Okay, so you got a +2.
Yeah.
Did you
So
in the attack matrix? So armor class is 4. So what do you need to hit
okay,
armor
so
class 4?
15. So normally 15 on melee, so that would be 13 or better, right?
That's correct.
With a rock.
I'm just double checking about firing into combat. If there's anything in here. Issues. Make sure you keep in mind that you're a thief, so if you get the chance to do a backstab, obviously not in this situation, but otherwise you will, I think you get a +4 to hit, you do double damage or something.
I didn't know that was a thing in this system. Okay.
Yeah, thieves can backstab. So if you're able to make an attack, a surprise attack essentially, from behind, you get a +4 to hit, and any damage you do is doubled. Okay, so roll to see if you hit. It was 13 to hit him. I would say because he's in some combat with Slandros, I'm going to apply a negative modifier, and so I'll make it 14.
Okay. Oh, damn it, I rolled the same thing. I rolled a 2.
Okay, so you completely missed the guy you're going for. I'm just going to determine if you actually hit Slamdros. Roll a d6. 1 to 3, you're going to hit Slamdros. Actually, no, that's probably you miss quite badly. What did you roll? 5. Okay. Yeah. All right. You miss, but you don't hit Slamdros.
That's good.
Okay. So that's your action, and Roderick. Basically, he can't really get into the fight at the moment, so he just moves over here. Okay. So now it's the other guy's turn. As it's their action, you suddenly another person enters the room.
Damn it. That guy doesn't look like he has weapons. Oh, he's huge! Is that a giant?
No, it's not. I've actually made him too big.
Thank God!
I was just adjusting the scale. There he is. He's regular human size. He's not like a giant.
You scared me for a second there.
Yeah. What's this guy? Okay. He looks a lot different from the other two guys. He's in like a robe.
Damn it.
So he comes into the room, and you see him sort of positions himself with his hands like he's about to try and do something. But he's just moved into this room, so that's all he can do. The first fighter strikes at Terramil. Terramel's armor class is going to be now 5, I think, because he's got the
He's got the chainmail, right?
yeah, he's got the chainmail. So he's what does he have? I think he's fighter level 2. Oh. Okay, so the first guy strikes at Terramil. I rolled a 12, and he misses. He misses Terramil. The second fighter strikes at Slamdros.
Oh no!
Oh, okay, that's
Oh,
a
no.
15. Yep, that's enough to, because Slamdros doesn't have any armor, so
I know.
he hits him. Yep, he hits Slamdros. D8. Oof. So you see Slamdros gives out a yelp in pain and staggers back.
All right.
Alright, so it's time for initiative again.
Ready?
D6.
5. Yes.
2. Well done.
5 versus 2. All right.
You've definitely brought your A game as far as dice rolling today.
Rolling, yeah. All right.
Alright, so what are you going to do?
I'm going to chuck a rock at our magic user friend.
Well, you've already thrown your rock.
Is there no other rocks beside me? I
If
guess I
you-
would have to pick one up, wouldn't I?
You'd have to try and go and look around and find one. That'll blow your action.
Okay, if I move, can I move and strike? If I move towards this spider.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm going to do that since Sir Landros is in trouble.
So you've only still got the club, haven't you? The wooden stool thing, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Remember, you got no armor as well. Yeah.
No, I know.
Okay, so you rush forward and you strike at the guy. Slamdros is well, he's staggered back, but he's still in the fight, and Terramil is still trying to fight this guy. Roderick moves over to support Terramil. It's a bit of a narrow area. You can't all get at each other at the same time. Okay, so I'll do you first. You can strike at the guy. Or D20. His armor class is 4.
I don't think that's good enough. His armor class is 4, and that's melee, so no, I had to hit 15 or better.
Okay, so Slamdros tries to strike back.
Oh my gosh.
Nope, not good for Slamdros.
Nope.
Meanwhile, Terramil strikes at the other guy.
Oh, crap.
I don't think 11's going to be good enough either. So no, it's not good. All right, so that was fairly ineffective.
Yeah.
So it's the bad guy's turn, and you see this guy here. That guy. You see him gesture with his hands. You see him mumble some words, and then all of a sudden you see a flash of light, and Terramil's head is sort of like covered in a ball of light, and Terramil sort of screams out, and he drops to the ground, and he's going, "I can't see! I'm blind! I'm blind!" And with that, the other fighter that is opposing Terramil attacks him.
Does he not get a save against that magic?
He does actually. Thanks for reminding me.
Jeez, I hope.
That was a bit of a. Hang on. Let's check what his saving throws are. Thanks for reminding me. That would have been.
Hey, no problem.
Okay, yeah, save against spells. He's a level 1 fighter, 16. Okay, here we go. Not good.
Come on. That's a big roll. Yes! Yes!
Oh, okay. All right, so strike. So strike what I said before. He doesn't go. Ah! You see, this ball of light sort of flashes over him, but it sort of it hits him and sort of dissipates and doesn't actually affect him.
You know why? Because he's got that hair, and it just went ching off the hair.
Yeah. So it doesn't blind him. So rewind, edit point, and but the fighter does strike at him anyway. Okay, so Terramil has chainmail, so I think that's not enough. I think that's going to miss. Yep, no. So the fighter misses Terramil. The other fighter is going to strike at Slamdros again.
Oh no! Oh my god!
Oof, he hit.
Jesus. Oh, below. Oh, phew, I thought that was going to be an 8.
Oof.
Yeah, that's probably still a lot.
Salandros staggers back now. He's been hit twice, and he's not in a good way.
Okay.
And then, so the cleric hasn't.
Fighter,
this guy here hasn't moved because he cast a spell. So that's the end of that round, isn't it? So it's time for a new initiative.
Unless Roderick wants to do something, he didn't do anything.
He moved up behind Terramil, doesn't he? So he couldn't.
Yeah.
That's all. He couldn't do anything in this round. So we need to do initiative again.
All right. Come on. 4. 1. Yes.
Dice rolling.
All right.
All right. So what are you gonna do? You gonna strike at the fighter or
the fighter?
Okay. Slamdros is going to as well. Roderick is going to move closer so he can have in fact, Roderick's going to run straight for the cleric.
Okay. Straight, like up over the table.
Well, the tables were knocked over. So.
Oh right. Yes. Okay.
All right, you get to go first. So roll a d20 to see if you strike the fighter.
Yes, 20. Natural 20. Yes.
Okay.
With my boomstick. Do I get?
Roll a d6.
I don't get like 2d6 for a natural 20. Something? Anything?
No, it doesn't work like that.
3.
Okay. All right. Slandros is going to try and hit him as well. He's going to.
Yes, finally.
Oh, yes, he does hit. He's got a sword, hasn't he?
Yep. Ooh, that's 6 points. Is
All right,
dead?
so the guy just got hit twice and he staggers back as well. Salamdros is going to actually hit and then step back because he's pretty hurt. Terramil is going to try and hit his guy.
Oh, that's gotta be good.
I think he rolled a 15, which I think is enough.
Yep.
Yep, that's enough, just enough. So he hits with his sword. Give me a d8.
Ooh! Guy's gotta be dead now.
Yep, The guy collapses. The guy collapses to the ground. And Roderick goes for the other guy.
Oh, it's got a hit.
Okay.
Squishy guy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So underneath that robe, he must be wearing some decent armor.
Oh.
Because
So he's not a magic user.
Because Roderick misses.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. So this guy is gone. He's dead on the ground.
Yeah.
All right. So the bad guys get to attack. So this guy is now going to strike at you.
Okay. Ha.
And he misses. Actually, your armor class is... You've got no armor, so your armor class is 9.
It's 8.
You got dexterity. Your dexterity is 7 then, isn't it? Sorry, your armor class is 7 because you're...
Oh, yeah. Well, would it be -2 as opposed to...
Yeah, it's -2.
-1?
So
Okay.
unarmored is 9.
Yeah.
But your dexterity bonus makes you 7.
Okay.
Which means that he needs a 12 or higher to hit you, and he rolled a 7, so he missed.
Yay.
The cleric has a go at Roderick
Shit.
with his mace.
Don't kill me. Oh, that's gonna be too low, right? Please tell me.
Roderick has no armor.
Right?
So
it's only 9, right?
It's just a check. So his armor class is 9.
Yeah,
The
the
cleric,
dex modifier?
the cleric
Oh! It'll remind you of something that I forgot about until just now. Okay, keep going. Do what you're doing.
Oh, okay. Okay, so his armor class is 9, so he needs a 10 or higher. I think he's just hit him.
He doesn't have a dex modifier? He's got low dexterity?
No. He's just an NPC. They don't have individual stats as such.
Just. He's my healer.
Okay, so Roderick goes, oh, takes a hit from that guy, but he's still going.
Okay. The thing I just realized, we filled out the form for my character. Are we using the dex modifier to initiative?
Yes, we are.
So then, I mean, I've been winning the initiative just on my rolls, but I have a +2 to my initiative rolls.
Is it a +2, is it?
Well, my dex modifier is +2, so...
Your dex modifier is...
Because we just said dex modifier
I think we did write it down. I think your dex modifier is actually a +1.
Okay, so... Because it's you just said it was +2 for my unarmored armor class?
Yeah, it's not exactly the same for the...
Oh, it's not the same?
It's not.
That's
just
silly.
double check.
D&D people, why is the dex modifier not the same, depending on what you're applying it to? It should be the same.
It should be, but it's not.
That's confusing. Okay. So then...
Abilities. Keep looking at the wrong book. Ability scores, here we go. Dexterity, initiative, 16 to 17 on dexterity is a +1 bonus. Yep. You only get a +2 on
initiative? Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well,
But it's a +2 on armor class.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so we need to roll the initiative again. It's a D6.
Damn it, I got 1 plus 1 is 2. Tie! Tied!
Roll again.
Tie. 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. Oh no, wait, that's you. Where's my roll?
You rolled a 1.
Oh, it didn't show me. Phil, the one was the last one.
Your last roll
Did it
was a
roll
1.
a 1 again?
You
Hang on,
rolled
just
it.
1 sec.
Yeah, you rolled a 1.
Yeah. Oh, it rolled a 1 twice. Okay, it didn't show me the second one. Well, that sucks. So that's 2. So your bad guys go first.
Yeah. Okay. So I should check actually. I should check morale because they've lost one of their guys.
And again, those are humans, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to check morale for the fighter. Got a 7, which I think is good. It means he still keeps going. And the cleric, he's a bit more fanatical. So I think he's going to stay as well. Yep. They're both still in the fight. Okay. So, the cleric is going to fight Roderick. The fighter is going to go for you, and you lost initiative, so the fighter will attack you. Terrible.
Trips over his own sword.
And then the cleric is going to
Stab
go for
himself?
Roderick.
Stab himself. Oh, goody.
And he's no good either. All right, so it's your guys to go back and attack.
All right. I'm going to wiggle my butt and line up and whack him in the head with my baseball bat.
Play whack-a-mole again. Roll
Yeah.
d20.
Oh, for God's sake! What is going on? I rolled a 2.
Yeah, that's not good.
I hate this.
Terramore runs over to strike at the fighter.
Oh my gosh.
And he's no good. Alright, Salamdros will run in and regains his courage.
Oh my god!
Oh god, he misses.
Oh my god, I can't believe none of us hit this guy.
And Roderick's
3
going to
of
go
us.
for the cleric.
Oh, for God's sake! These rolls are sucking so bad.
Oh no, it's all happening. That was a terrible round.
Nobody got hit. All right, so initiative again, right?
Yes. Let me just double check something. Okay, that's why. Yes, roll for initiative again.
Damn it! Ooh.
Okay. Right. Bad guys get to go first, and the fighter will attack Terramil.
Oh my god.
And he hits. He does.
Oh,
Oof.
that's a lot.
Terrible. Staggers back. He's injured as well. And the cleric's going to go for Roderick.
Oh my god! Darn it!
Damn, he hits him
Thought
again.
that was gonna be a 2. Below, thank goodness.
Oof. Roderick's not looking good either. Oh dear.
Son of a bitch.
Something needs to...
All right.
It's your turn, guys. You need to do something pretty dramatic.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can't make it over and hit the cleric from here, right?
Yeah, Terram will run over to help Roderick, I think.
Okay, then I'll just strike at the fighter with my baseball bat again, essentially. 17. That has to
Okay, now that's a hit, yes. That's definitely a hit.
Okay.
Roll
You said
D6.
D6 for this, right?
Yep.
5. Come on. You
and
gotta be dead.
he
You've taken like 11 points of damage.
He collapses to the ground dead. He's gone.
What you said!
So Terram lunges, lashes out at the cleric.
Oh my god.
Not good. Roderick also lashes out.
Yay!
Oh, that's better. I think that hits. Let's double check.
Oh wait. No, 15 before that didn't hit. I hope 18 hits.
Yep, he hits. He does. He hits.
Oh no! 1 point of damage. Oh my god.
Alright. So Salamandros is free, so he runs around here and he tries and stabs at the cleric as well.
It's not gonna be high enough.
13, that's not going to be good enough. No, this is it. Alright. So you've taken out the 2 fighters, but this cleric's a pretty tough cookie. Initiative.
Oh, for God's sake, 1 plus 1 is 2. Thank you!
Again.
Alright. Can I move around behind him?
Okay, so each one of those squares is 10 feet, approximately. Checking. You've got no armor, so you can move 40 feet. You could run around him. Yeah. You want to sort of like move around to here, sort of thing.
Yeah. So we're flanking him on all sides.
Yeah. You can get into the position. You won't get a backstab bonus, but you can definitely get into that position. So you can move.
Okay. Well, and I don't have anything to stab him with. I just have my bat. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, backstab is attack with any weapon. It doesn't specifically have to be a dagger. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
all right.
So I'm assuming I can't attack though. Like
no, you can. You can move and
that's
attack. You can move and attack.
Oh, okay.
So yep. So roll your d20. Roll high.
Nope. I rolled a freaking 1.
Oh dear, someone's gonna die. I'm sure someone's gonna die.
I'm hating this. I'm hating it.
All right. Actually, Salamandros is going to. What's he going to do? You see Salamandros stop, and he sort of does something with his hands, and you see some words, and then a flash of light shoots out of his hands, striking the cleric. And as it shoots, it's like a bolt, like almost like an arrow, and shoots and hits the cleric.
Oh.
And it does. Let's check the damage. Should know this spell by heart, but I just
Yeah, but depends on his level and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
It's the old wizard favourite, magic missile, which I'm looking for. And there it is, magic missile. It's an automatic hit from memory.
think so.
And it does 1d6 plus 1 damage. Okay, here we go. Do not want to roll that.
Oh, no.
2 points of damage. That was a kind of burning. That was burning a spell for nothing, wasn't it?
Is this the cleric of the Luck tribe? What the hell? Guy has like a horseshoe shoved in his armor somewhere. Jesus, Muffy. All right.
All right,
The other two guys rolled better.
Taram was going to try and hit.
Oh my god. Nope.
No. And Roderick.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is the worst.
Okay, no,
All
he's still going, he gets to strike back. So he's actually going to go for. He's going to go for Terror.
Oh shit.
15. Descriptions. Yeah, okay. Let's go to cleric. Okay. Oh, it's still the same. Okay. All right. So, okay. So the armor class of Terra was 5, wasn't it? So got a 15. I think actually that's actually good enough to hit. Yeah, it does. It hits. And I rolled a
1. Phew.
Oof.
Phew.
All right. Initiative again.
4 plus 1 is 5. Oh! Hi. Gosh darn it.
Okay.
Again? 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. Oh, shit! Okay. Oh, God! 4 plus 1 is... Oh my god!
That's got 3 rolls in a row. Okay. Come on.
Yeah, okay, come on.
It must.
3 plus
It's
1
almost
is
as if this is
4.
actually an important round. What did you roll?
3 plus 1 is 4. Yes!
Okay, that's better.
So, do I get my backstab now? Because I'm behind him? Or no, because I'm not sneaking up on him, he knows I'm there?
No, any attack from behind. Any attack
Yeah.
from behind is a +4 to hit. What I'll do is just so you I'll just read it out for you, just so you know for future reference.
Mhm.
Okay, characters.
So it's not necessarily about the surprise, it's about the fact that his back is completely open and defenseless.
Yeah. Backstab. When attacking an unaware opponent from behind, a thief receives a +4 bonus to hit and doubles any damage dealt.
Unaware, so that's the point I'm pointing out. Does it matter that he's aware? Because he's aware that I'm there. I've already attacked him once, and he saw me come around. So do I still get a +4? I mean, I'm presuming I get some kind of plus because he's completely flanked and he can't turn around and defend his back right now.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna allow it because he's got 3 other guys in front of him.
Okay.
So roll d20 and add +4.
18. Like 14 plus 4. 18.
That's a hit. Roll d6 and double it.
8.
Okay, that's a good hit. Alright, so Terrible lunges at him with his sword.
I can't believe he's not dead. Oh, terrible. Okay, come on. Come on.
Salamdros.
Guys, somebody do pick up a table leg. Just hit him with a table leg or a chair leg.
And Roderick goes and...
That's not enough.
No. So he gets to strike back. And he'll strike at Terrible again.
Oh my god.
And he hits. Doing 3 points of damage. Oh my god.
Oh my god, we are going to need so many heals, and that's not going to be a thing.
Terrible staggers back as well. He's looking. Everyone's looking pretty bad actually, except for you. You're squeaky clean.
Don't tell anyone. All right. Initiative?
Yeah, we're back to initiative again. Definitely want to win this.
Oh, break. 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. Yep. Yes. Okay. All right. I am back to stab him again then.
Yep. D20.
Ooh, 16 plus 4 is 20.
Yep. D6 plus and double it.
Come on, 6. Come on, 6. Break. Okay, well, 3 plus 3 is 6.
And that's enough. He
Oh,
clumps to
God.
the ground.
Oh my god.
Tough fight.
Does he have
Tough
any
fight.
potions on him or anything that looks like a healing potion? Nothing? Anything? Guy's a cleric, right?
Yeah, he was a cleric. He was actually like a level 3 cleric, so he wasn't. And he was wearing plate armor.
Cleric. Do we have a cleric? Roderick, are you a cleric? Can you wear this armor?
Roderick is a cleric. Yes.
Take the armor. Please tell me you can wear his armor. Roderick is Roderick a dwarf?
Well, actually, just checking for a second.
What else he has on? Healing.
Okay, so after you've okay, you actually realize in the room is your equipment.
Ooh, thank goodness. Okay. I'm gonna don my armor.
So you've got all your equipment. It's been just lying in a pile in the room, so you can actually get your old equipment back.
Is there anything else in here, like healing potions or anything like that?
Nothing.
Scroll of healing, anything? Okay, shit. These guys are probably like half dead, right?
Everyone's in a bad way. Yep. I reckon another hit on anyone could kill someone. Roderick offers to heal someone. He can cure it. He can heal himself, or he could heal Slandros or Terminal.
After you do that, you won't have any more heals until you rest, right?
Yeah. He says he can only do it once. He can only heal someone once.
I let you guys draw straws and decide. I don't need anything, and I don't have anything that I can help with. I'm gonna kick this cleric and be like, "Do you want this mace?"
Roderick decides to heal Salandros.
All right.
So that's a D6 plus 1 for cure light wounds.
That's nice.
So that's 5 points of healing, and that fully restores Slamdros.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. And I think
Wish
at
I
that
could help.
point, it's probably a point. You've got your armor. You've defeated these bad guys. It's probably a good idea at this point to actually take a break.
Yep. Oh my god. That was tough. That was a tough one.
Okay, so
But we didn't die. We
you
didn't
didn't
die.
die. No, everyone's still kicking. So while there's life, there's hope. So we will pause this and come back later on. So okay, I'll just mute us.
Thanks, Neil.